Charles Darwin's contemporary, actually his close personal friend, Charles Lyell, publishes The Principles of Geology, which is a landmark compendium on the fledgling science of geology in 1830, within which Lyell is going to firmly establish James Hutton's gradualism hypothesis. This is the conceptual framework that all of the landforms that we see around planet Earth were actually shaped entirely by slow moving, gradual forces that are still in operation today. Forces that we can actually observe and measure. Forces like erosion, the rate at which rock is eroded away by a flowing river. Or on the flip side, deposition, the rate at which sediments are going to be deposited within a water body. So these forces acting over very long periods of time could explain all of the crazy landforms that we see here in North America, like the Grand Canyon, as well as in Europe. So Lyell measured the rate at which glaciers carve out valleys in the Swiss Alps, and he realized that glaciers move glacially slow. So when you look at the scale of a glacial valley, the amount of time that it would take for a glacier moving a few inches per year to carve out a mountain valley, Lyell, Hutton, and Darwin now realize these processes take hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years, maybe tens of millions of years. You have to remember during this period in Europe, not in other cultures, but in Europe, the idea of deep time was really radical. During the 1700s and 1800s, the vast majority of people in Europe believed that planet Earth was only 7,000 years old. And that's based on a medieval interpretation of the genealogy in Genesis. So remember the book of Genesis. So Adam and Eve begat Cain and Abel, who begat such and such, who begat such and such, right? And some medieval scholar worked out the math and determined that planet Earth was about 7,000 years old since its creation. So that's the prevailing view, but Darwin recognizes that planet Earth is much, much older than 7,000 years.